Hi people, this is Akshita and today I'm going to share with you something for which I am extremely excited. This is a journal and before I actually open it, I'm going to share a short story which led me to buy this. So I began with my journaling journey in 2023. That is when I was giving my boards, and because of a lot of exam stress and everything, I thought journaling would be the best way that I could actually vent out my feelings, and that is why I began journaling. Uh, I journaled very nicely in 2023 in that diary, that dated planner that I had. And in 2024, I again bought that thinking that I'd be able to do this, but I could continue with that process only till half a year. After that, I completely lost track of journaling. I could not journal even a single bit. So it was much later that I realized that this way of journaling is not working for me. Journaling, coming back after a busy day and then writing an entire page, was not working for me every time. It was becoming a little stressful for me. Not just that, when I would not journal for like 2 or 3 days, I would have a guilt, and that guilt made me feel terrible. And the side effect of that guilt was that I would not journal even further, because then I would feel that no, I have to finish that, I have to write updates of that page, and then I have to continue. So that would actually become very stressful for me, which is why I did not want to keep journaling. And also, there was another reason. I realized that in the while when I was not journaling, and after that, when it had been a long time since I had not been journaling, I realized that the reason for this was because I was starting to overthink on every aspect of my life. Like, I do realize that you have to think about the things that are happening in your life, but my problem was I was over analyzing and over thinking about every single aspect of my life, which later was gradually becoming detrimental for my own self. So I was harming myself more than I could actually imagine. And now, when I'm away from that process, and now when I've understood that that was not the right thing to do, I have realized that now I'm a much free person. Like, I can think better, I can do things better. And I think one thing that I have understood now is that it is much more important to actually live the way that you want to, instead of actually forcing yourself, thinking about what others might think. So now the thing that I do is I don't think about what others think. I don't think about what others think. So yeah, so that is my way. But at the same time, I do realize that I love the process of journaling. I want to document my life. I want to keep every single moment of my life, not every single moment, but all the important moments of my life somewhere, so that I can refer to it, I can go back to it and experience that same emotions that I had. Which is why I love the process of journaling. And also, one thing is that when I had that big diary and I was writing every day, I realized that much later I would not actually want to go back to it and read everything that I'd written. So in that process, a lot of my happy memories or a lot of my good moments were getting missed out, or perhaps even overlooked, which I did not want. So that is why I decided that I have to figure out another way where I do keep journaling, but then it does not become overwhelming, or it does not become too overly packed. I think journaling is a process which is meant to make you feel calm. So it should not be something that ends up harming you or you don't want to do, right? And I think I did not like the guilt that was associated with me not being able to write everything. So I do realize now that I have to pick up a process which I enjoy doing and which does not harm me in any way, and I don't feel guilty if I'm not doing it. Yeah, and that is why I researched a little. I found out what might work for me, and that is why this year I have decided to go for a journal which is by, like, a journal come planner, so that which has spaces and prompts, so that I don't focus on like one thing and like focus only on the negative aspects of life, focus on everything that is not going right, and instead look at what is happening, what is good and beautiful, and so that I can keep that all safe. And it is also something that I want to refer back to, I want to go back to later in life and see. So I believe this is something which will do all of that. I will be able to remember all the key moments of my life. I will be able to go back to it because it is so fun, and plus it's got some really nice goodies in here which I am very excited to open, and I think this is going to work this year. So okay, so now we'll go ahead and unbox this. This is the bag that it comes in, this particular planner. This is by ZASLAN, if I'm saying that right. I want to see everything that is inside of this first. Okay, this is very pretty, man. Okay, so this is my journal for this year. I cannot tell you how excited I am. And oh my god, I don't know if you can see this, but there is like a sparkly effect over here. So it's like a little metallic, which is beautiful. I love this. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, but I'm excited for another thing that is coming up, which is the thing that I primarily got this journal for. This is a pack of stickers. I don't think I'm old for stickers, and I did not know I love stickers this much, because when I saw stickers, this was one of the things that I was extremely excited to get in my journal. I don't know why. So I am going to open this and see what all are the kind of stickers that are in there. So this has, okay, this is just it. So we have 4 pages of stickers. So these are all very pretty, I would say, correct? So this is one page, okay, followed by this, and then you have these. So these are basically, I think, little stuff that I could use like in my journal, like as in prompts and stuff. This is like calm wala stickers, these two, and these two are like fun wala, cute wala stickers, I think. And I'm going to use all. Okay. I was very excited for stickers. I don't know why this year I was particularly very excited for stickers, and yeah. And also recently I've realized how much I love stationery, especially copies. These are notebooks, you know. I think I look at them and I'm like, wow, I need them. So yeah, I don't know why, but I have this feeling now. Then comes the part that I am excited and nervous about. It is so beautiful, you know. I don't want to open this. It is so beautiful. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so it begins with this, and then followed by a page where it says, this book belongs to, this planner belongs to, it belongs to me, Akshita, hi. And there is also a thank you note by the company, a letter to my future self before the journey begins. I love this part. This is one of the reasons why I got it. I think I would be very excited to write this letter as well as read this letter years later. And this is also something that I have done before, like not obviously in a journal or a prompt as such, but I did have a diary. I do have it still, which is very career oriented, and I have a letter written in that for myself, which will motivate me every time that I am in the process of my career, you know, and I feel like, okay, maybe this is not my thing, maybe I can't work for it, maybe this is not the thing for me. I think it will kind of motivate me to get back, because it has. There have been a couple of times when I've been a little demotivated, and reading that always brings me back, and I'm like, okay, no, this feels right, so you know, maybe I should do that. So I think this letter is also going to be very useful for me much later in life, and I love how beautiful it is. This is a vision board, which I am very excited for. I have made a vision board. I have to make a little more changes in that, but I do have like the layout out there, which is what I have to print out and perhaps stick here. So I'll just measure the size and make sure that both of them match and fit together, and then I'll just print that. There is a finding passion page. There is a page where I can actually, which will help me find my passion, which is also something that I'm excited to write down. And then there are a few goals. My goals, there is a goals page, so I can write my top 5 goals for the year and how I proceed. Oh no, there are more. 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 goals. And then there is this gratitude jar, which is again something that I was very excited for. How I plan to use this particular thing is, I think I'm going to wait. I'm not going to fill this particular page, this particular jar at the same time. I'll wait for the moments where I really feel gratitude for a particular thing or a person or whatever, and then I'll note that down. So I think it is so that it remains real. Like I remember there was a time where I think in 2023 only, when I decided to have a gratitude journal, and it was like a big mota gratitude journal. I wrote every day for a week, and I remember after like 1 or 2 days it became something which was like a work. So it was not that I was actually feeling that that feeling of gratitude while writing it. It was just because I had to write it, so I was writing it. I had to maintain a journal, and that is why I was maintaining it. So I think now I realize that that is not the right way to go about it, and that is why I've decided that I'll write in it every time that I do feel genuinely grateful for a particular thing. Then is an idea bank, where I can jot down all the ideas that I have. Then is an ikigai page, which says passion, mission, profession, vocation. Okay, and I have to read what that is about. I don't know what that is. Then is a lifeline, which is like a timeline of my entire life, where I can write all my good moments and like my failures and like my successes and failures. And I think it is important to acknowledge both, because both teach you. Failures teach you a lot. I have learned that the hard way, but I have learned that. So yeah. And I think towards the end, it's all for the good. So I mean, it's okay. Just leave things to the way that they are happening. I mean, of course, work for your goals. Of course, decide that this is one particular thing that you want to do. But then also, don't try to force it. Don't try to think that, okay, this is not going my way or this is not going my way. It is all okay. Eventually, it will all fall into place. And then I also believe that you are exactly where you have to be. So I think if things are turning out the way that they are, it is because they were meant to be like that. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to think that, okay, this is not my way, that is not how I want it to be. But then that is okay. That is how it was meant to be, and it's exactly like that. So you can just chill, relax, focus on what you have to do that, work for it, and later if it happens, it's okay. If it does not happen, that's okay as well. So you learn how to move out of that. So I think a little bit of my yarn, but I think this is for myself that I can refer back to. Styles. This is something which is very important for me, and I think I will be following this, and I am glad that they've put it here so that every time I do have a negative thought, I can go back to this and be like, okay, stop doing that. Okay, next up is a page of my favorite memories, which I'm also very excited for. I think every year is filled with beautiful memories, and I think this page would be a reflection of all of that. All my happy memories, wonderful memories, I can jot down only in like a few words, and years later when I actually look back at it, I can actually see all my happy memories of that year in this one page. I mean 2 pages. So yeah. Then I have a problem solver, which talks about the problem, the things or people who solved it, the stress level I had, how and when it started, and the possibilities, pros and cons. Okay, so, and the best solution, of course. Then is another fun thing that I discovered, which is a decision maker, which talks about a dilemma, how major, minor or life changing it is, and then the options and the pros and cons again for it, and the best solution, which is also I think cool. So maybe I think this is something that I can use possibly, I'm not sure, but yeah. And then budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Okay, so this is again something that I'm glad that this book has, because it's not that I spend a lot of my money here and there, but the thing is I usually take money from my parents whenever I need it. So I did not have, at least up till like last month, which is November, I did not have like a proper fixed amount of money that I was actually taking and using, or I was not taking care of that. So I would just randomly ask my parents for money and they would actually give me that. So I did not know where my money, again as it says, went exactly. So I think I just wanted to keep a track of it, and so this from November I've decided a particular budget for myself, which is around 7,500. I don't know if it's a lot or it's not enough, but I think apart from as of now, this is enough for me, and then I can maybe do things later, and maybe I'll see if that does not work out. It's been only 2 months and it's worked well for me. Last month I utilized around 5,800 something, so I do have 1,200 around left, which I used 500 rupees to buy this. It is just for 500. Like, this book is only for 500, which I love. Also, yeah, so I think this a financial tracker would be something which is cool for me, which is something that I follow, and I think it would help me a lot. Then you have a helicopter view of the entire year. So I think this is very helpful, this is very important, and I think again all my important tasks for the year, I think I can put it up here, like monthly. So I can put it up here, I feel. And then it's got like the month, and this is undated, which is brilliant. So I am not bound by dates. It's got the habit tracker, followed by the daily planner. I love that there is enough space for it. I think what I am going to use this for is primarily to write down the highlights of my day. So whatever are the good points of the day, whatever are the things that I want to remember and things that have made me happy, I want to write that here instead of actually planning my day, because for that I have another diary, which I feel will be much more handy because that is much more smaller. That's like a pocket diary, so it's much more handy because I cannot carry this everywhere. Income and expense tracker again, which is like a monthly thing, so I like that. And then you have a monthly review, which is great, which is what were your biggest wins, what were the biggest lessons you learned, gratitude and happy moments, things to stop doing, start doing, keep doing, and how would I rate this month, what tasks were not accomplished and why, and how I feel about my progress this month, how will I improve next month, and followed by a brainstorming page. So I like that. And then I have a brain dump page. Again, like this layout would be followed for another 12 months. This is like a self-esteem chart, which I often require. Which I often require because there are times where my self-esteem goes like this, and I have to keep motivating myself to keep that in balance. Because even though I do a lot of things, I think there are times when I feel that maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not doing it the right way. When I look at people around, I'm like, okay, they can do so much, and they're doing all of that. I want to do that, but I'm not being able to do that. I think for that, I feel my esteem just goes down sometimes, and I think I try to keep it as high as possible. But then again, because certain times it does not work out like that, and that is when I do feel I need to motivate myself, and I do think that this is going to help me motivate myself. Okay, so this is basically a wish list that I might have, which is exciting because then I'll know that okay, this is my budget, this is the amount of money that I've saved, and then I can spend all that here. I can just like a balance. So I think that is cool. And then you have my bookshelf. So this has what 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21. This has 31 books. My target for this year would be 24 books. So I'm going to see if this is going to work for me or not. But then I think it's cool that they have a reading tracker here. So I can have like all my book info in one place for on a yearly basis, right? This year only I made a reading journal. I have a reading journal which I've been using since 2018. But I had just been logging the books that I'd read without my ratings and other stuff like that. So I just had like the book name, the number of books that I read, and the authors of that book. So I don't think that is going to be very, very useful in life because I don't know if I want to go back to that book because I've not rated it. Okay, and then you have a movies or series trackers, which I love. Okay, I needed this terribly. Okay, like I have a books journal, I have a reading log for my books and stuff, but I do not have fun for movies. And I do have a letterbox account and I log stuff there, but I feel also this is something which is very important. Writing it down is, I feel, something that I love stationery. I love writing things down, and I feel this is one part of it that I love, and I feel I am going to fulfill this. And I feel also, there's one more thing, I feel this is not enough for the series and films that I watch in a particular year, in the year 2025, which is why I feel this page will also become this. That's just something that I feel. And then you have a monthly overview of 2025 and 2026, and that is the end of it. I feel I love this journal. I did not expect the cover to be so pretty. I am absolutely mesmerized by it. I did not honestly expect it to be this good. This is my first planner which I'm trying to experiment with. Initially I did, there are very exciting planners out there, much bigger brands and much expensive stuff out there, but I think this was my first year that I actually wanted to experiment with journaling in a different way than I had actually been doing it, which is why I did not want to spend too much of my money in there. I think maybe next year, if I am okay with this process and if I realize that this is the way of journaling for me, I think I'll probably maybe I want to invest in something which is much more expensive. But I think this was quite the deal for me, and I am quite excited about using this planner. So now I will go and fill this up whatever I can. This is just December now, but I cannot wait to use this planner on a monthly basis, on a daily basis. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. This is the first video that I've actually completed, because the other one which I'd started before, I'm still halfway through the filming process, and it is taking much longer than I expected it to. So probably this is the video which will go on YouTube perhaps pehle. And yeah, I think this is just my normal life. I am recording my normal life because I want to document every single aspect of it. And yeah, I think that is it for this video. I think it was fun making this. I did not expect to be talking this much throughout the video. I think I've been speaking for 30 minutes. Okay, I've been speaking continuously for 30 minutes, which is why my voice is almost gone. But yeah, I think I love it. I think this was a fun thing to do. So maybe I'll do more of it. Okay, bye. Hello people, welcome to my daily life. I don't know why I'm making this, but I think it's very exciting, it's very fun, because I made one video and I love it. So I think stay tuned for more Akshita life updates, and we're gonna meet soon.